C9 would not just need to beat Rogue, I suppose, for the first time, but also...
First time in Pro League.
First time in Pro League. But also, they will need to be the first... This will need to be the first time that they win Clubhouse in Pro League as well.
Yeah, so that's a pretty tall task. But I got to be honest, we're talking about wins and losses here, and even if Cloud9 managed to make this a draw, they're not going to get much for themselves. But if they draw this against Rogue, they will significantly undercut the chances of Rogue going to the playoffs, which is, or going to that land, which is, something that they are well known for doing quite frequently. And I think it's expected of Rogue to make it to that spot. But at this point, it's looking pretty hard for them to pull it off.
It's the tightest race for the playoffs that North America has seen in many, many seasons. I think you'd probably have to go back to when North America used to get 3 spots prior to APAC coming in and both EU and North America losing a spot so that APAC could get 2 and put everybody on even footing here. This is probably the closest race that North America has had as a region. Now, on Clubhouse, you're going to see a Ying and a Thermite get banned on attack. You're going to see Maestro and Mira on defense. Maestro and Mira are 2 of Goddess's most played operators on defense, so that will be interesting as to how that will shake out for her. C9 banning Mira, likely just because they had no choice, and then Rogue, that's a good counter ban. Easily is very flexible on defense. He usually plays the Maestro for them. I'm imagining that Echo will probably be his go-to operator, as both Echo and Maestro tend to have that same role and end up doing the same thing.
Quite interesting that we're going to see Gym as the first bomb site for Rogue. Normally you'd see Cache or Basement. We've seen a lot more success on Basement lately, but Gym is still a great bomb site. Important to note that Maverick was left unbanned, which means that he will be a huge influence on every one of these rounds. He is useful everywhere on this map. We saw this in the previous Clubhouse play today in SSG versus SK. Maverick definitely having a large influence, though not as hard influence or large an influence as some of the other hard destructors, Thermite and Tabana both. Thermite being banned here is going to change the way the attacking strategy plays. And I was mistaken, by the way. In SSG versus SK, Maverick was banned. That was what we were talking about in that match. My mistake.
Don't let it happen again.
Alright. Sometimes they ban 2 hard destructors on Clubhouse, but not here.
No, I mean, banning a Thermite from Rogue, they banned both of Goddess's most impactful operators. They took out Thermite and Maestro, which are the ops that she almost always uses. We've seen C9 run both a Thermite as well as a Hibana a lot.
Yeah.
And because of that, you're now gonna have to run a Maverick if you want a secondary hard breacher, even though, as we've said so many times, Maverick doesn't tend to be an operator that fulfills a similar role to Hibana as well as Thermite.
He just makes it easier to open up walls, and he gets you great lines of sight if nobody's watching the hard reinforced walls.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's really the crazy power of Maverick, is that he could just open anything at any time and he doesn't make any noise while doing it. And you can catch people off guard and get free kills, basically. But he's just not the same kind of hard destructor as a Hibana or a Thermite, you're right.
And Mark and Foxay have been the 2 biggest focuses here for C9, as Foxay just able to poke a couple holes in that reinforced wall meant that everybody fell off and basically conceded cash, and as well construction now being C9's main focus because of that. But about a minute and a half in here.
Somebody should drone cash and establish that it's clear. It looks like Mark's just going to push it. No droning, but no, actually, yeah, they still haven't droned this, so they don't know that cache is clear, which means they're just wasting time at this point, waiting for somebody to rush them or looking for angles. This is going to delay the Cloud9 push, but they are still making their way in through the Jacuzzi wall. So at least they haven't completely stalled out. And because there's no impact tricking and there's no bandit in play, that wall will be opened up with relative ease after the mute jammer was taken care of.
That was all that did look, at least, though, like it was all 3 rounds of the XK roast, which means that the wall where Slash is playing inside a washroom should stay safe, at least for Rogue. First kill of this matchup will be onto Eclipse. The castle is gone. You saw Mark took quite a bit of damage there. Mark will get downed by easily. Great long-range play. Shuttle, oh, what a shot! Traded off by Laxing. As that's Retro down. Foxe able to get a kill of his own onto the Echo. And now Slash will have to try and deal with multiple points of entry. A C4 from Super will miss. That is awful luck for Rogue. And down below, it's just going to be Slash and Super waiting. Slash watching that angle inside a bathroom. A couple shots will distract Super. No defuse going down for the time being. Constant pings from the Valkyrie camera. Slash will get one through the wall. Goddess cannot get the plant off. And what a play from Slash inside a bathroom. So long, Goddess. No plant, no coverage, no thank you. Rogue take the first round. 1-0.
That was a big mistake for whoever was playing Maverick in that round. Should have been covering the cross from the bathroom. They had not cleared out bathroom. Not enough time to rely on the defuse plant to be picked up again. You know, you're in the driver's seat at that point for Cloud9. They had everything going their way. The C4 missed, the gas canisters were poorly placed. So many Rogue members went down without a fight. And then you don't have anyone covering the rush from the bathroom. It's unfortunate. It's just unfortunate. And they needed, yeah, a little bit of a mistake there for Cloud9. Now, Rogue managed to take that thanks to the well-timed push from Slash, and now they're going to get to go to Cash. So clearly favoring the top floor over the bottom floor. Interesting, interesting. I guess since... No, I don't know why that is. I mean, if I think about it, you know, I'm looking at the hard destructor bans, right? And I'm thinking to myself, maybe if Hibana's banned, then that's why you would want to go to the basement. But in the match in SSG and SK, we saw Maverick be banned, which is the worst hard destructor for opening up dropdowns, which makes the basement, you know, no better, really. I mean, it means you're not going to have to worry about the dirt tunnel, but other than that, it's not a huge deal. I mean, not worry about the dirt tunnel. It means you won't have to worry about silent dirt tunnel entry. Anyway, moving on. But here we have Thermite being banned out, who's going to, you know, Thermite being banned is going to make every site better. Every single one of them. So, I don't know. I guess Rogue just preferring the top sites now that they don't have to deal with the Thermite. Makes sense why they would ban them then.
I mean, and then you have Easily, who usually will play the Thermite if need be on Rogue, but they're capable of running Hibana just fine and working around it. Now
they have been running mostly Hibana, haven't they? Just
yeah, I mean, Easily can play the Thermite where need be when he doesn't go banned, etc., or when he doesn't get banned, etc. But I mean, it's really up to the other teams more than anything.
Yeah, we've also mostly just been seeing Hibana from pretty much everybody.
Early action here is Easily gets into the fray, taking out Retro. That's another early death for Retro, but Easily then traded off by Fox, who'd been watching and waiting. So it seemed it was Fox. It might have actually been Mark. My apologies there. I do believe it was Mark who ended up getting that kill. We were watching Fox. Wall gets opened up inside of CCTV. It's a clear line of sight. Perfect row. All 3 rounds of XK row stacked atop one another. Meaning that now Foxe is the only person with the ability to get through steel reinforcements.
That was an extremely early establishment of control of the garage for Cloud9, and because they have control of that garage, they can do a lot of damage with it. Eclipse is playing a very tight angle, and he's looking for the headshot, but he's unable to land it. Mark, now aware of that angle, is going to be wary of it, certainly. He could still do some damage from that window, but he's not going to be able to vault it until Eclipse is dealt with, and that does not seem likely to happen at any point in the future.
Still just Eclipse holding that angle. It's a good place to be in, and for a second you'll see somebody as they try to bob right in. There you have it. The Zofia of Mark just peeks his head over, and Eclipse's inability to land that shot will directly cost Slash his life as Mark takes out the smoke. Using that Zofia launcher, it's going to deal a little bit of damage to Eclipse, and Eclipse will get a couple shots in onto Mark, but neither of which will really lose all that much. It'll be Super who will be able to take down the Zofia. And what are you doing? Why is C9 planting in the middle of the open knowing that Eclipse is still there? Goddess falls, got Laxing position. Super's going to take out Foxe, and it's all up to the Capitao who will get fed right into Super, who picks up a double kill. What were you doing, Cloud9?
I am really confused by that choice of plant spot. There are a lot of better positions to go for that exact plant. I mean, even where we saw Laxing at the end there, when he was hiding behind that little corner just inside the wall, why didn't Goddess try to plant there? I don't know. There's cover.
Where was the smoke from the Capitao?
That too. That's a big one.
You know, I mean, did he use it earlier on in the round and we just didn't see? Did he use it to possibly cut off a rotate elsewhere? It was so puzzling that they did that.
If he used it earlier in the round, that's wasted utility.
Oh,
no matter what.
That's
I mean,
a big mistake. And that's something that you can't do that and waste that when you need it for the plant.
Yeah, and I'm a little confused. I think I'm just as confused as you are. Another thing that is somewhat confusing is that Lion was left unbanned, and this is the first time we're going to be seeing him brought out as Rogue goes to the basement. Kind of curious that Lion is still in play. Usually you see him taken out, but Rogue clearly had a plan with their attacker op ban on Thermite. I'm guessing we're expecting Cloud9 to ban Lion, but Cloud9 opted to ban Ying instead. I get why they would expect that. Cloud9 did ban Lion the last time they played Clubhouse in USN last week.
I don't know. I'm interested here. Well, the good news is that if this ends in a victory for either team, we get to talk to them about it.
Yeah.
You know, if we talk to Ranger, he's got one of the better analytical minds in all of North America and in all of Pro League. I would imagine that there's a thought process behind this. Foxing is usually pretty candid when it comes to this sort of stuff, so I wouldn't be too surprised to see him be honest as well if Cloud9 end up winning this too. So I mean, we'll be able to, you know, pick their brain on this.
It's not going to have to be that crazy of a recovery, as we have to remind everybody, Clubhouse defensive favored in the extreme. So as much as these rounds have been, well, the first round wasn't necessarily dominant for Rogue. That second round definitely was a lot of big Cloud9 mistakes. But as much as that is the case, they're still attacking losses, which is not the biggest of deals. So not to worry if you're a Cloud9 fan. There's still plenty of time for them to get this match going in their favor. They have to just make sure they focus on not being disheartened by these early losses in terms of rounds.
Yeah, I mean, it's still very doable, and I mean, you've got a hard breacher band. You've got Lion on the board, which is definitely going to help the attackers, but also we just saw Clubhouse where the defense just racked it up on every single round. Just pretty commonplace for Clubhouse overall. So I'd be more worried, if, for Rogue's sake, if Cloud9 were up 2-0 right now, based upon two successful attacks, knowing the operator bans the way we have and knowing the way that this map plays out.
The big thing is, again, though, the Lion being in play, and then he was not brought for the 2 first attack rounds. I feel like that's just a waste of potential utility, and Cloud9 have finally fixed that. Mark will take out Eclipse. Mark's been really doing great work as a fragger in this match so far. As much as it hasn't been able to get his team a win yet, he has been getting kills. As he attempts to push down blue, though, his position will be called out, thanks to the Yokai drone. Echo is dead, but the drone's still in play, and they will gather great information for the defense. Finally spotted out, though, it seems, and maybe taken down as well. Easily a good peek onto Retro, winning a fight against a Blackbeard head-on. Not an easy task, but he makes it work. Retro, one of the 2 Blackbeard players on Cloud9, and one of the more passive ones. You got to imagine Laxing might be better in this scenario. Mark gets another kill, though, for Cloud9 onto Easily this time, and he has single-handedly taken care of blue, establishing a great pinch onto the remaining Rogue players.
And this should be a winnable round for Cloud9, but I mean, we saw that similar way it played out in the first 2. Slashug is going to have just an outline for a moment as he throws out one of his toxic babes. Slash in great, or Shuttle here will just jump right in. It's a fray. Or a fracas, rather, as Laxing picks up 2. Goddess had gotten 1 earlier on, and the para of Laxing will tear right through, and the para picking up a pair. Good read overall. And C9 will finally take their first round.
Looked like a little burst of confusion there for Rogue, as they all kind of just scrambled out of their cover after the EE1D was finished. There was also some mistakes made by Cloud9, though. We had the Firebolt actually hit the Lion in the middle of the main hallway. I'm not sure what happened there, but that could have easily cost Cloud9 what should have been a round win, and it was did end up being a round win. Now we're going to see Jim, the next site gone to. Now, important to remember that the last time Cloud9 was on this site, they did lose it on the attack, but it was oh so narrowly, and it was because of one small mistake. Not watching the player inside a bathroom, despite knowing that they had not cleared it out. So, an easy thing to fix if they find themselves in the same situation. Retro's still on that Blackbeard, and I think in this site, he is going to be very comfortable.
Yeah, you got to make sure that Retro is not the opening casualty every time for C9, because you've seen the way that Retro can impact this team's play. He usually has a very specific job to do. He's almost like a perma flank hold or a perma angle holder. He literally walks right in and then will just sit and wait and camp out a certain area. Doesn't get very aggressive. I like that you mentioned Laxing on the Blackbeard, because Laxing and Retro's playstyles on the Blackbeard differ so greatly. They are night and day. Laxing, extremely aggressive, takes fights, pushes it, makes sure that engagements go in his favor. Retro, far more passive and designed to play with the rest of the team and play around them rather than make space as Laxing does. 2 rounds in a row where it was a winnable situation from Cloud9. And, you know, you have that plant that goes down in the second round. The smoke misses. Goddess is planting in the middle of nowhere. She gets killed. A lot of people will put that on Goddess's shoulders. It's not really. As long as there's smoke there, that's a perfectly fine place to plant. First round in particular, you just lose your engagements and then Fox8 doesn't provide cover as well. Everything went according to plan there for Cloud9 on that third round. And they capitalized on every single mistake that Rogue made, getting pinned down by that Lion, and I'm not surprised to see Cloud9 bringing the Lion out again.
Yeah, super powerful operator and just so useful in general, no matter where you're attacking. So, Cloud9 going to be focused on this jacuzzi wall as their next thing to open up, or their possibly only thing to open up, is really the only thing that's important in this situation. There's a mute jammer yet again on that wall, but it looks like it may have been gotten by the Zofia. I can't quite tell if they got the mute jammer or not. We'll find out. Yes, indeed they did, which means they're going to be able to open up that jacuzzi wall and cut off the rotation into the hallway. Slashhug, the only anchor right now. You have 4 roamers for Rogue. Very dangerous way to play. They do have an Echo, though, so he's kind of a pseudo-anchor in a way. He's able to influence the site by being off the site. It kind of works. And also, he can get nice little headshots like that onto Retro. Well done too easily. Nobody watching the flank potential for the Blackbeard there. That's a mistake for Cloud9.
Retro's having a bad day.
He is having a bad day.
He's having a really bad day.
It's not his fault either that he died there, is the thing. That is the fault of his team, putting him on that position and not covering his flank. Or clearing it. A lot of teams will clear out CCTV before they start pushing the site. There seems to be some sort of miscommunication going on in Cloud9. What a rush from Fox8, though, to make it work back into his team's favor. Taken out easily on that Yokai, no longer going to be in play.
It's a good position for Eclipse, but he'll just lose because of the fact that his gun's DPS not as strong as it needs to be. Laxing, who had a great start here, gets one. Fox8 picks up another kill on the shuttle as Rogue is just going to peek everything. Slash tosses out one Toxic Babe, but he's a man on an island. He'll get it down on the Mark, and there's still smoke there to possibly stop a push, but he's going to get doubled up on. Slash takes out Fox8, pulls out the shotgun. They're going to need to go for a plant. Mark's coming out. He just needs to sit and hide, but the time is in their favor! Slash! You just need to live, Cloud9! What are you doing?
What?
That is a Cloud9 right there. Oh my goodness.
That is a Cloud9. That is now the second time in a row that Cloud9 have lost their attack onto Jim because they failed to clear out the bathroom or even account for it. Something about the bathroom on Jim is like their kryptonite. They don't know how to handle it. I don't know what just happened there, too, at the end. There were 2 people alive for Cloud9, and neither of them tried to fight the frickin' smoke. What? Well, they looked like they were maybe scrambling to pick up the diffuser and try to plant it, but there's no time for that. Just kill him. I realize he's got a shotgun, and that is a hard push, but there's 2 of you.
I am baffled. B-A-F-F-L-E-D, baffled. At what we've seen so far. I don't know why Cloud9 are repeatedly making very simple, basic mistakes. And when I say basic mistakes, I mean I think it's important that when teams make mistakes and stuff like that, you don't need to be overtly critical. But these are basic level stuff here that Cloud9 is just failing to do.
Yeah, and first of all, let me take a step back and give credit to Slash. Massive props to the guy. He just clutched the 2nd round on that same defense for his team. And this time it was against even greater odds. So seriously, props to him for that. You can't take that round away from him. That was definitely a Slash clutch. Great job. But also, yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with Cloud9. Outside of that, a lot of these other rounds, there have been just a lot of really small, basic mistakes, like the Capitao bolt, hitting your Lion in the back. What is that? The Blackbeard of Retro, he's getting killed without doing any work in all of these rounds. What is that? They weren't picking Lion in the earlier rounds. They definitely did need him. He is a very powerful operator. What's going on there? A little bit of confusion going on, clearly. But what is causing it? That's the question.
I honestly don't know what it is. And I mean, this was a game that we came into that we both agreed was almost a must-win for Rogue, that if they don't walk away with 1 to 3 points here, that it's very difficult for them to be able to make that climb all the way up to the playoffs, and they're just being gifted rounds left, right, and center.
Yeah, even if they do just get the 1 round, or the 1 point rather, if they draw this, if Rogue draws this, even then it's going to be hard for them. So yeah, they definitely they need this. I'm sure they're grateful. I'm so confused. Cloud9 is one of those teams, man. Cloud9 is one of those teams where they're winning one time, they're winning one moment. They seem so strong at this point in the season, and then suddenly, what is happening to them? And then everyone will be like, oh, it's the decline of Cloud9, and then they'll turn around and they'll start winning again. Now, I need to come back to this point because this is very, very important. I'm going to reinforce this. We're on Cloud9's attacking half. This is Clubhouse, defensive favored. Laxing, nice shot onto Easily. Shuttle's going to return that back onto Laxing. So it's complete even here. But that is Easily once more from Rogue being taken down. The Yokai drones no longer in play. It's a huge kill for Cloud9.
C4 will miss its intended target on Mark. He sits at just under half HP. He's going to try to outduel Super, who's doing his best to play around as much cover as humanly possible. He's just going to go for a pre-fire, well read, as the Lion will freeze him in place, makes the best out of a bad situation. Slash, who's heating up, manages to pull out that SMG-11. Fox A goes down. Retro tosses a grenade in. There's Shuttle removed from the equation as Super's looking for yet another kill. Waiting desperately for Retro to vault in the window, and there he is, the MPX along with Eclipse. They're going to tag team Retro, and then Goddess unable to get to site and get the plant off. 4-1 for Rogue. They are just on point. Obviously, there have been a number of rounds here where C9 probably should have had better success, but you got to give praise to Rogue for being able to take advantage of the opportunities that they're given.
Yeah, great, really great job to Rogue. Fantastic, and it's good to see them starting to do better after their unsuccessful start of the second half. So it's not over yet. Score is currently 4-1, so it's entirely possible that this is going to be recovery.
I want to watch this play out here. So Goddess is holding the diffuser. Slash gets first kill onto Mark, reflexively takes out Fox. Goddess is going for the plant, but she falls off it to go frag chasing with Laxing there, and then can't get back in time.
Had the diffuser out, had it popping out.
You know there's only one person left. That's the smoke. You know that Slash is the only person left on the team. You know he's playing inside of bathroom. And from the way you entered, you probably know that the bathroom walls are reinforced. His only way out is through the bathroom door. You've got Laxing not too far by. Why do you not go for the plan and just have Laxing cover? You got 7 seconds to get that down. You know the smoke's going to have to push. You know you got probably the best shot on your whole team in Laxing. watching. I don't understand.
See what that was? It's called frag chasing. And the confusing part to me is that, sure, you can do that. You can do it in that scenario. Absolutely. You've got the manpower for it. It's not unreasonable to assume you're going to be able to win that situation. However, why did they then transition from their frag chase to, hey, let's plant the diffuser? You just pick a course of action. Stick to it. Some huge miscommunication going on Cloud9 is the reason they lost that. And now they're in a really bad spot because that should have been easily a 3-2 now, where Cloud9 is not necessarily in the driver's seat, but not in this kind of a losing situation. 4-1. So we'll see. Definitely recoverable. They're going to go to basement for their first defensive round. And this is really important. They need to win this defense. They need to win this and the next. They need to really show their dominance on the defensive half. Otherwise, oh boy.
And I think the other thing, too, is that this is not the C9 team that we saw 3 days ago. This is not the C9 team that we have seen over the last 3 weeks. This is not the same C9 team that we saw in DreamHack, in Montreal. I don't understand. That is the thing that is most frustrating to watch, is that these are mistakes that this team have not been committing for months.
You took the words right out of my mouth, Parker. I don't understand. I don't get it. Cloud9, they're great here. Then suddenly they're not. Then suddenly they're back to being great. You know, I feel like maybe we're harping on it too much. They could still bring this back. You know, again, not all is lost. Here we go. They're going to be defending the basement. We're getting into the round. Half of the round already transpired. You see the drop downs have been opened up, the ones that they need to open up, it seems. That's going to be that bar drop and the stock drop. Very important to have open. Obviously, it's going to be a pinch, looks like, between Moto and Blue, the way that things are shaping up. Interesting to see. We have a clash being played by Cloud9, where we did not see that from Rogue. A very powerful operator, as we just witnessed in the previous match. Nice shot. Very clean from Eclipse. Just walking down the blue tunnel.
And it's Retro again.
Yeah.
It's a bad day for Retro. Not putting in, not having the best start so far here as we're looking at round 6. But with Cloud9, we have seen them play Clash repeatedly. Laxing and Mark being able to double up on that. Slash will pick up his second kill. Still establishing his authority inside of that blue tunnel. Waiting to see what he can get. Fox A eliminates Slash at least, and now you're going to see the Sledge get downed. So Shuttle downed as well. But Easily is there to eliminate Mark, and Rogue only have 2 more to go. But one of them is a shield. 20 seconds to go. Fox A shotgun out, playing the smoke as Eclipse trying to take out the Clash. Playing around this barricade and playing around in the back of the boxes, trying to take the shield out of action. Super's going to just creep up, but Fox A making the bar his own. He's sitting on the diffuser. Eclipse running out of time. He's going to kill! Eclipse guarantees the point for Rogue! Oh my god!
What? What is the Clash doing? What is he doing? Why are you there? It's a 1 versus 1. The time is almost out. Your Clash! Kite him!
This has been an interesting match, to say the least. It's 5-1 to Rogue. This could very easily be 3-3 or 4-2 Cloud9. This is one of those matches where C9 is going to kick themselves for leaving these points on the table, because at minimum, Rogue is going to get 1 point. At best, C9 is going to get 1 point.
I don't see that. I don't see. Rogue only has to win 1 of the next 4 rounds, though. So I don't know, man. Cloud9 going to go back to the basement, and they're just going to try and make this work.
Oh,
Fox A did a lot of work in that round.
Fox A has been the only reason why this team has been competitive so far today. If I'm being brutally honest with you, I've liked things I've seen from C9. There's been a lot of things that have made me scratch my head and go, huh?
seconds to go.
And I'm sure Rogue is probably saying the same thing.
Yeah.
5 seconds
But
left.
these are not mistakes that you imagine a team of Cloud9's caliber make. Period.
Yeah.
These are mistakes that you usually iron out against good opposition in Challenger League before you get to Pro League. These are not mistakes that you can continuously make against even the worst team in Pro League, let alone one of the teams that has traditionally been one of the best in Rogue.
Speaking of, I do have to say, massive props to Rogue for that round. Most notably for me, Eclipse and Slash, I believe it was, pushing in to Blue. That push was excellent. They managed to get 2 really clean kills as they were making that push. Eclipse also clutched it out in the end. So, massive props to him in particular. Though, yeah. It may sound like we're harping on Cloud9 a little bit here, but the reason we do so is because it's just not the Cloud9 we're used to seeing. Is the confusing thing to us. It's Parker said it right when he was talking about it earlier. It was like, this is the sort of match that Cloud9's going to look back on and go, ah, man, now I don't even know what happened. And they're going to kick themselves for leaving those rounds on the board. Now, there's still potential for a draw, and Cloud9 is going to fight for it. As they defend the basement, they have chosen to go with the zero roamer strategy, which is a little bit old school for the basement of Clubhouse. As one thing we do know about this new Clubhouse is that you can roam on this basement. There's a lot more opportunity for it because of how many extra layers and rooms have been added to the top floors. However, Cloud9, keen to get some wins under their belt and try to claw their way back into this, are going to avoid that entirely.
Smoke's coming out, and we can actually see Rogue transition here into a plant style of execute. But they might actually just hold off for the time being. Eclipse, who was so important last time around, still is just going to sit inside of Blue. And a great frag is going to get tossed out just to try and take care of those bandit batteries. But not quite as great as you'd expect, as it doesn't actually look like it gets its intended target. It
unfortunate.
Completely misses. So, look at this. Eclipse now getting harassed by the Clash yet again. Are we going to see a recount of this?
Oh,
yes, we are!
no.
Eclipse and Shuttle will pick up 2 kills to just blow this wide open. Retro will get 1, and he's going to get a second. So Retro making up for lost time as Mark's UMP will add to it. Diffuser goes down in favor of Rogue. So amidst that, Rogue finding themselves at a numbers disadvantage. You're going to see Easily get choked out, so Super's going to be the only person close to sight. He's going to get it down, but unable to secure the kill, and Foxay will be there. Foxay on the rotate. Easily will need to try to get in towards sight as Diffuser being worked on. Can the Hibana get to it in time? Easily's not going to have the time to make the call. Cloud9 will be gifted a round of their own. Excellent play from them, and they're going to stay alive.
What even happened in that round? What is happening this match? The Clash goes down because he flew too close to the sun and he died. And then after that we see another kill for Rogue, and they seem to be in full control. The fuser's being planted, everything's looking great. Then suddenly Retro absolutely shredding, holding on to Blue. That cuts off the crossfire. Because the crossfire's cut off, Cloud9 have everything now in their side of the court, and they're able to retake despite the diffuser plant actually going down amidst the smoke. How does that happen? So very confusing. Great job to Cloud9, and most notably Retro, finally waking up and starting to influence these rounds. Really good job to him.
A good play. Once again, that was Foxay doing an excellent job. But Retro waking up, getting 2 huge kills. When honestly, it didn't look like he should have been able to get that kill onto Blue. He pulls 2 out. That right there completely stops Rogue's momentum in its tracks. And even though, as C9 is just simply out-muscling Rogue's side push, the main push from Rogue gets the plant down. Unfortunately for Rogue, there wasn't enough coverage at all. And it was Cloud9. A large part of that was Foxay with the Toxic Babes. Just kept Easily from being able to get in fast enough.
And you know, it's that side push from Blue that's supposed to provide the cover for the main push in through Moto. Because it was taken care of. Again, You know, great job to Cloud9, Retro. Because it was taken care of, you couldn't really hold on to that post plant. There just was not enough manpower in your corner anymore because of that investment into that side push. Now, Gym going to be the next site here. This is the second site we're going to be seeing from C9. Great to see a little bit of variation from them. Curious that it's Gym, of all places, rather than potentially Cache. We've seen Cache as a primary bomb site for many teams. We've seen it as secondary for some teams. But here, it's going to be the tertiary for Cloud9.
Easily just watching here as they managed to open up the wall inside a jacuzzi, and he's just going to continue. A grenade from Shuttle will find Goddess, but oh, Laxing,
wow.
What a play from Laxing inside of dirt. That's a beautiful angle, and that'll keep it in the back of Rogue's mind as well for the rest of this round, unless they can pinpoint where Laxing is.
Yeah. And Laxing's probably just going to be able to fall back downstairs and start working on some more roam. As Mark takes out Slash, here we go. Here we go, Cloud9. This is what we want to see. Fantastic. Rogue still have control of the hallway, but Retro, a well-placed C4, will take care of a lot of that as he eliminates Super. Flashbangs from Easily and smokes to cover from Eclipse. It's going to be a rush onto the main stairs, but the smoke actually working against Easily as Mark will take him down. Eclipse looking for another kill after taking out Mark. He will get it. 2 more for him to find, but his smokes are all but over at this point. He's going to have to fight as just a normal operator without that advantage of being Glass. Fox8 just narrowly avoiding a fight there with the Glass as he will fall over to Jim. He sees his opponent, just narrowly misses the shot onto Fox as he rotates into bathroom. Wary that there might be somebody inside of construction. He hasn't got time to worry about that. Pistol out and the rush onto Fox. He manages to win it. In the second, no, he misses! Laxing shuts him down! What a round from the castle. And Cloud9 take another one.
You can say a lot of things about this game, but you can't say it hasn't been exciting. This has been the most electrifying game that we've casted so far today in every single way. Great individual efforts. Fox8 carrying the team through so many rounds, but failing to cover Goddess on 2 plants. Back and forth. Great individual performance, not so great individual performance. Retro getting big impact frags over the last 2 rounds, but being the opening def almost every single round prior to that. Slash going quiet over the second half here, but through the first half being a huge reason why the team clutched out 2 rounds in particular. It's been absolutely incredible to watch this so far, and that round in particular looked like it was Rogue just simply getting ahead of themselves. I think C9, this is just going to be speculation, have settled into the fact that, hey, we blew a couple rounds. This could conceivably be over in favor of C9 at this point, but we're not quite there yet. I think they've settled into the fact that this is do or die for them as a team. They are close enough to relegations that they need to be wary of Obey and Noble catching up to them. They were gifted the fact that Noble and Obey both only got a single point today, but this is a huge win for C9 if they can take the W. Now, of course, as you see, it's not possible. Rogue is sitting at 5 points, so at best, Cloud9 is going to get 1 solitary point, but that could, at the end of this season, be the difference between 8th or 7th or even 6th and not needing to fight in relegation. So I think Cloud9 have settled in. I think Rogue are getting a little bit ahead of themselves, a bit too ambitious here. Rogue's going to need to settle down because I don't think C9 is going to continue to gift them the rounds that they gifted them through the first 5 that we saw.
I absolutely agree. I think, honestly, if those gifts had not happened, we would probably be in a situation where Cloud9 is the ones winning this match. We could see this be literally flip the score right now. But now Cloud9 just fighting to get that draw. They certainly can do it. As they go into cash, though, they're going to have to pull off another defense on an unknown site for them. Rogue are setting up, looks like for a construction take. Very common attack that we do see a lot of in recent times on this map. They have the Habana to make it work, which means they'll be able to forego the impact tricking to an extent. Though, not entirely. and it will take a little bit. Interesting that this wall is left unreinforced. It's going to allow for Shuttle to open it up nice and easy. Now that's a lot of control just left in the open for Rogue. And they can use that to exert pressure onto the actual site. Laxing downstairs, as you can see, ooh, could get a flank onto Eclipse if he remains on the drone. But it looks like he's going to spot him out and still lose the fight to Laxing. He had the information. The pre-aim came down, but Laxing, the better shot. C4 from Laxing will be another kill. 2 for the roamer of Laxing yet again. He's been doing so much work on the defensive half, and he's just going to extend a distinct lead in terms of man count for Cloud9 in this round.
That was a big play from Laxing, and that might be all it takes. I mean, Eclipse in particular, easily misses his shots, and Retro will line him up and knock him down. This is Cloud9 right now doing what they need to do. And this is the team that should have showed up. But Laxing does get caught in a rotate by Super. If Rogue is going to start a comeback, here's where it needs to happen. They've got a minute left. They've got fragging potential and a Zofia and IQ on the board, but that is really all they've got. Super's going to be able to find gadgets, of course, but I mean, look at the operators that are up right now. It's not going to be particularly relevant for either Retro or Foxay, and it's not going to be for Goddess or Mark either, because, I mean, you might be able to find their gadgets, but you don't need to pinpoint their exact location. So you're going to have to use Slash, who's still got one of those explosive launchers left. He's got 2 concussive launchers. He's going to use both of them. Super at the top of red will try to get there without alerting Mark, who's playing at the top, but he'll hit the barbed wire. Mark doesn't hear it. Oh no, Super's in. He sees another, but a shutdown from Goddess and Retro, and we are going to go the full distance. This was 5-1 Rogue. What a comeback so far from C9 as we sit 5-4. Rogue can still put this away, but they are bleeding, and they've got to stop it soon.
Uh-oh. Cloud9 on the prowl. They're starting the comeback. They're making it happen. They're but 1 round away from a draw. They lost the hopes of getting a win, but they can stop the bleeding of this season. They can get that draw and that 1 point. Keep themselves as far away from the auto-relegation spot as possible and keep Rogue as far away from that land spot as possible. All they need to do is win in the next 3 minutes, and they've done so over the last 3 rounds, and the kicker, the real cherry on top, they're going to get back. They're going to be able to go back to their favorite bomb site, the basement. This is the site they've defended 3 times now. First attempt, they were unsuccessful. Second attempt, they made it work. The third attempt now. One thing I will say is that as much as this is clearly Cloud9's favorite favorite site, pardon me, I'm mixing up all my words right now. As much as this is Cloud9's favorite site, clearly, they also have come closest to defeat on this site. Even when they managed to make it work, even when they won it, they also had to retake onto a post plant. That is not great. So this could be the opportunity Rogue needs to finally lock things out, especially considering this is where they won their only attacking round. However, with the way that Cloud9 have suddenly woken up in this second half, maybe not. Maybe not. We talked about how this map was defensive-sided, and that prophecy held true. We have seen thus far 2 attacking wins total, 1 for each team.
I mean, we said that it was going to be defender-sided at the onset, no matter what the bans are going to be.
Yeah.
Thermite being added to that, I think, just makes it even more defender-sided. The fact that Lion hasn't really been run. I mean, Rogue doesn't really run Lion most of the time anyway. They've been one of the few teams that, when Lion was at the peak of his usage, Rogue would almost never run Lion to begin with. In fact, I believe it was Rogue who actually ended the 100% streak that Lion had in this region, which is a point of pride for the team. I think that Lion does certainly give an edge here to the attackers, especially if you need to pin them down, because this Thermite ban is not crippling, but it makes it very difficult for teams to be able to respond and be able to get the hard destruction and line of sights in that they need. You put a lot of weight just simply on the Hibana because Maverick just doesn't really do the trick.
Yeah. And Rogue is another one of those teams that just likes Hibana.
Yes.
Will use Hibana in lieu of instead of Thermite. Not in lieu. Even if Thermite's not banned, they will just use Hibana oftentimes, depending on the map. Just something that they as a team like. Now this is really dangerous. Eclipse has been allowed to push down this hallway so many times, and he's going to do it once more. From this position, he could do so much damage.
He's just waiting for the call, but I think he expects Retro to be playing tighter towards the wall, and now Retro's going to move after. I think he's going to understand there's a drone in and around the area. Retro's just going to hold that angle into blue and just patiently wait. Everybody's at full HP. You hear the UMP get a couple shots off. That'll be the telltale sign that somebody's playing in that position. A grenade will go down, and I don't know what the intended target was there.
Potentially, maybe the thought of goo mines lingering.
I mean, possibly Cloud9's not running a Legion, so who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
There are the asphyxiating bolts that go down, and they've trapped the castle, but I don't think Eclipse knows Retro could be able to jump into this. Goddess starting things off, and now Eclipse down from Mark. C9 looking to tie this up. This has been a back-and-forth contest. Foxay with one means that it's just up to Shuttle and Super. Shuttle cannot win the fight long range. Super is there. Mr. 1.6 himself unable to do it for the team. No ace clutch. And this roller coaster and head scratcher of a match, of course, has to go all the way. And as is tradition with Cloud9, they need every single round to tie it up. Both teams will walk away with 1 point on what is probably one of the strangest Pro League matches we've seen this season.
Cloud9 do it! They did it! They got the draw! But I can say with absolute certainty, if not for a few major and minor mistakes that all added up on the first half of that map, it would have been a win for Cloud9.
Yes.
Absolute certainty. No question about it. I mean, wow. I am honestly amazed that it still went to a draw. I cannot believe Rogue did not win that.
I'm amazed that Cloud9